I think that's what's so interesting about God. One of his characteristics is he doesn't change. The Old Testament says, I'm the Lord God, I change not. And then the writer to the Hebrews says, Jesus Christ is the same yesterday, today, and forever. And right in the beginning, in Genesis, he talks about how he created plants, vegetables, and fruit that bear seed after their own kind. I think that is a very interesting concept, because what that says to you is that once you have this plant or vegetable, you have its future generations in seed form, and it's all free. You're not dependent on anybody. You don't have to buy it. It's all there. I just think of my potatoes. I bought these potatoes from a place here at Sunny Farms 25 years ago. And I'm still eating those same potatoes because I keep saving my seed, keep replanting. And for 25 years, I've had an abundance of free food at no cost. And it's just so in nature with God. And so once you get onto this and you start growing your food and you save your own seed, then you're not dependent on any system. No matter what comes and goes, you're fine, because nature has always been operative. The plants will grow, produce seed, and it's ongoing. And what I love about it's totally free. And you're not connected or dependent on anything that can fail. And so it's a beautiful, beautiful system.
We are saving morning glory seeds because we just pick them from this little thing wherever they turn dry, because before they're dry they look like this, and then whenever they dry out you just kind of rub them a little bit, I guess, or squeeze them, not hard though, and morning glory seeds fall out of them, and it's pretty cool.
I think it's quite interesting in the book of Genesis when God is talking about his plants. He makes a point to say that everything that he's created bears seed after its own kind. That almost would seem like redundant. What's the point? Everything bears seed of its own kind. But I think that was written for us at this time, because today we have seeds that are available to us that people buy that do not bear fruit, seed after their own kind. Hybrid and genetically modified organism seeds do not bear seed after their own kind. And the drawback of that is that you are dependent on the people who produce those seeds. Genetically modified organisms, from my perspective, is a very, very scary thing, because man is basically uncreating God's creation. They're taking God's plants and changing the DNA. The DNA is a blueprint that makes this plant be the same thing over and over and over again. And when they change that, it is no longer the same thing. And if you're looking at the results of the lab reports of the animals, the lab test animals that are eating this product, these genetically modified organisms, they're dying, they're having major issues with their offspring, they're having physical changes in their bodies. It's not positive, it's not good. And to lose the original is scary, because my perspective is man can't improve on God, and when you change the natural order, that is a devastating, critical thing to do. And so this is why it's so important, I think, for us to save and maintain the natural order, because once it's lost, you're not going to make it again. It's over. So I think it's really important now, these days, to be buying seeds that are heirloom or, say, open pollinated, because they're plants that bear seed after their own kind. And once you get that seed, you can produce your own seed and be able to supply your own food for the rest of your life, independent of what happens to anybody else. I think that's pretty important. If there's some things that you really like, and it's easy for you to save seed, do it. And what I find, like my kale over here, I've been saving my seed for years. And I know that the seed that I'm producing is better than anything I can buy, just because of how it's grown. Do the math. If you're growing a plant in a really rich soil, it's going to produce really good seed. And so in most cases, if you've got a good garden going, you can produce better seed than you can buy. And so just because of the quality's sake, even not the economic, just the quality's sake, it'd be best to be producing your own seed.